Houthi drone hunts a Saudi Abrams as the US-made M1A2S tank is engulfed in flames. Houthi drone versus an American tank as a Saudi Abrams reportedly takes a direct hit. A 74-ton Abrams comes under drone attack as Houthis claim a fresh strike in Marib. Abrams meets Houthi drone warfare as a Saudi M1A2S tank is reportedly hit in shocking footage. Houthi media released footage claiming to show a drone strike on a Saudi M1A2S Abrams tank in Yemen's Marib region. The video appeared to show a Rajum Quadcopter dropping a munition onto the tank at what was described as a forward position. The footage showed an explosion followed by a fire that appeared to engulf the armored vehicle, although the damage could not be independently verified. The M1A2S is a Saudi-specific version of the US-built M1A2 Abrams main battle tank, adapted for Saudi military requirements. Saudi Arabia had requested upgrades to its Abrams fleet to the M1A2S standard in 2006, according to reports on the program. Rajum was one of several drone systems publicly identified by the Houthis as part of their growing unmanned weapons arsenal. The Houthis have targeted Saudi Abrams tanks with anti-tank missiles several times since the Saudi-led intervention in Yemen began in 2015. The claimed drone strike highlighted the Houthis' growing use of unmanned systems to attack heavily armored vehicles and other battlefield targets. Yemen's internationally recognized government has issued a stark claim amid rising tensions, warning of a possible Houthi move near Bab al-Mandeb. The government's information minister claimed Houthi rebels are plotting to seize territory near Bab al-Mandeb, potentially expanding their strategic reach. The minister told AFP that the Iran-backed proxy is seeking to expand its presence along Yemen's Red Sea coast and nearby strategic areas. If true, the move could give the Houthis tighter control over the crucial shipping route, raising concerns for regional trade and security. The Houthis could also threaten Saudi Arabia's oil exports by placing greater pressure on the Red Sea route, adding another layer to the crisis. Yemen's information minister said, and I quote, "The Houthi militia is working to create the conditions for seizing control of the Bab el-Mandeb Strait by expanding its presence along the western coast, and attempting to control strategic Yemeni islands in the Red Sea, potentially strengthening its position around the vital waterway." The Houthi strategy is visible through repeated targeting of ports, docks, civilian infrastructure, ships and government naval capabilities. End quote. The Houthis do not control the Bab al-Mandeb coastal areas, but they do hold the key Yemeni port city of Hodeidah. Yemen's port city of Mocha has also been bearing the heavy brunt of Houthi missile and drone attacks, intensifying pressure along the Red Sea coast. A member of Yemen's National Resistance Forces alleged that the Houthis want to establish a strategic foothold near Bab al-Mandeb, according to AFP. In a major twist, Houthi military sources reportedly confirmed that an operation is indeed ready to take off, raising fresh questions over its objective. However, the Houthis allege that the operation is intended to seize areas south of Hodeidah rather than directly capture Bab al-Mandeb, according to AFP. Around 2,000 Houthi fighters are reportedly ready for deployment along Yemen's western coast, AFP claimed, potentially signaling a major mobilization. A Yemeni official alleged that the Houthis want to turn Bab al-Mandeb into another Strait of Hormuz, transforming the strategic waterway into a major pressure point. If the Houthis gain greater control, their ally Tehran could stand to gain the most, with increased strategic access to the Bab al-Mandeb and Red Sea corridor. Hours earlier, reports claimed that Houthi strikes had hit Saudi-linked targets including Najran Airport and Aramco-related facilities, signaling a potential widening of the group's pressure campaign against the kingdom. A day after claiming mass Saudi losses, the Houthis said they struck the kingdom again, opening a second straight day of reported cross-border drone operations. Yemen's Houthis claimed 2 new drone attacks inside Saudi Arabia on August 20th, targeting sites in the kingdom's southern border region. The Iran-backed group said both operations targeted the southern region of Najran, an area close to Yemen that has repeatedly faced Houthi drone attacks. One drone operation targeted what the Houthis called a sensitive site at Najran Airport, though the group did not identify the facility allegedly struck. A second drone operation targeted an Aramco facility in Najran, according to AFP, placing Saudi energy infrastructure back in the group's crosshairs. Houthi spokesman Yahya Sari claimed both drone operations achieved their objectives, presenting the attacks as successful retaliatory strikes against Saudi targets. Sari linked the attacks to alleged Saudi drone incursions over Yemen's Sada governorate, accusing Riyadh of repeatedly violating Yemeni airspace. The Houthis warned they would continue responding to any incursions into Yemeni airspace, signaling that more drone attacks could follow if the violations persist. The Nadran claims came just a day after the Houthis announced other attacks on Saudi forces, widening their reported campaign against the kingdom and its allies. On August 19th, Saudi claimed major attacks on Saudi troops and Saudi-linked shipping, describing them as part of a month-long series of operations. The Houthis claimed hundreds of Saudi troops were killed or wounded in those operations, alongside reported damage to military equipment and Saudi-aligned vessels.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.